Absolute darkness. Nothingness. Somewhere. Pain. Gradually growing stronger. Sound. Dripping noises. Quiet splashing. There's something I came here for. The pain has now reached my head. It hurts. It hurts so bad, like my head is being split open. Faint bird noises. They sound agitated. Birds. That's right. The thing I had to do. My whole body twitches as I wake with a start. In a panic, my gaze scurries wildly around. The first thing I notice is the subtle, comforting vibration of the bus engine. Wrapped around my wrists are the straps of 2 bags chock full with groceries. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a girl trying to hide a chuckle. As my cheeks grow rapidly hotter with each second, I quickly avert my gaze outside. People, buildings, a bus stop. Huh? A bus stop? No, not just any bus stop. It's my bus stop! Within a second, I'm on my feet, dashing towards the bus door that has already closed. In a last-ditch attempt, I hit the stop button, but to no avail. The bus is already moving again. With burning cheeks, I trot back to my seat, still feeling the gaze of the girl from before. What a great day. First, that stupid nightmare. Now missing my stop too. All because my car is at the repair shop. And why is it that buses are so comfy? Back in my seat, I try to remember what I dreamed about that got me so worked up in the first place. But nothing comes to my mind. As if all recollections of the nightmare dissipated the moment my mind was occupied by anything else. With nothing else to do, and not keen on falling asleep again, I again direct my gaze towards the window. Reflected on its glass, a girl with blue and orange strands of hair stares back at me. That's me, Fuyumi. Though I may appear to be a normal young woman, I have a secret unsuspecting people would never guess. I am actually a kingfisher from a special lineage. However, while taking on human form few years back, I messed up, and most of my feathers got scattered all over the world. Ever since that day, I've been on a quest to retrieve the feathers I had lost so I can one day transform back. It can't have been long, but at some point, I realize I've been absent-mindedly staring at the girl, whose eyes are almost closed, as if she could fall asleep any second. Oi! Now that you're up, don't fall asleep again. Better get up, or else I risk missing the next stop as well. Before I know it, I'm outside the bus at the next bus stop. When did I get off here? Chirping that sounds like someone making fun of me. What are you spacing out for, Fu? Don't tell me you fell asleep again. A little bird is sitting on top of the bus stop sign, as if waiting for me. No, not as if. He has literally been waiting for me. This bird is Bau-kun, my brother who accompanied me when I decided to sneak into the human world. We used to live together, but ever since I moved into a new apartment, he's had to be careful because the building's owner is very adamant on his tenants not to keep any pets. Though, Bau-kun would of course never allow himself to be referred to as a pet. Anyway, as a result, we have been seeing each other less than we used to. Did you stay up all night again? No, it's not that. Confused. I don't even know what to say. Something is strange. Sleeping through your stop, then falling asleep again after getting off the bus. One of these days, you'll end up oversleeping for your streams as well. Oh, come on. You have no idea how easily you can fall asleep in buses. Chuckling. Oh, this bird. I know that tone. But whatever. I'll let it slide. You sure bought a lot of things. Bau-kun remarks as he eyes the 2 big bags I'm holding, one in each hand. It's actually not that much by human standards. If we went by car, I could have bought a whole lot more. I just got some ingredients that I couldn't get online. For a few moments, silence sets in as the 2 of us walk and fly, respectively, past some other people. You've really settled in your human lifestyle, huh? Caught off guard by his sudden change of topics, I can only squeak out. What do you mean? I mean, over these last few years, you've grown accustomed to the human way of living. Being among humans, making friends, doing all those human everyday things. And now with the Seekers, you even have humans helping you find your feathers. What is he getting at? Sure, I do all that, but... I slow my pace down as I come to a sudden realization. Could it be that you're jealous? A chirp of disappointment. No, that's not it, Fu. I'm just a bit worried. What will happen once we can finally go back? Again, I stare at him questioningly. Why? Once we gather all your feathers, what will you do? Go home, of course. It'll be nice to see everyone again after all this time. And? Huh? What end? Isn't that the goal? Will you give up everything you've built for yourself here over these last years? What are you saying, Oni-chan? Suddenly sounding so serious. I try to laugh it off, but the heavy atmosphere around us doesn't lift at all. Fine. Let me think. I'm sure I can manage to travel between paradise and the human world. It's not like I have to choose one over the other, right? I don't know, but I feel like that's a question we shouldn't ignore. Reluctantly, I nod, but for the remainder of the walk back home, a heavy silence hangs above us. Suddenly, we're back at my building. At the main entrance. What is this? The room I see beyond the doorframe is not the corridor I'm expecting. It's not a corridor at all. There aren't even stairs that could lead to the upper floor, where my apartment should be. Yet, this room doesn't feel unfamiliar. In fact, it's a room I could hardly forget about. It takes me a moment to realize. But you? What is going on? Bau-kun's chirping resounds from behind me. Just like last time, a certain woman with dark blue hair enters the room through a door that was not there before. On her face, a big grin. Hi, you two. Long time no see. The woman waves, visibly exhilarated upon seeing us.
Witch! What is the meaning of this?
A quite distressed Bau-kun flies in front of me and begins fluttering up and down, making no effort to hide his hostility towards the woman. In reaction, she smirks. Why, is this your way of greeting an acquaintance, Bao? After all that time. How many months has it been? Even years? Please excuse my poor sense of time. After all, its flow hardly concerns me these days. Magician? I barely hear my own voice. That's a bit generic, isn't it? Oh, right. I have yet to properly introduce myself. My bad. No wonder poor Bao is still treating me like a stranger when he doesn't even know my name.
I wouldn't treat strangers like this,
my brother exclaims in response, but the magician continues on, unimpeded. You may call me Tayat. You know, I've missed the two of you. Since you wouldn't come over to play, I thought maybe I should just visit you instead. Now, close the door behind you properly, would you, Yumi dear? After all, we don't want to draw any poor unsuspecting people into this, right? Something begins to boil inside of me. I'm not sure what it is, but it makes me consider just ignoring this woman and turning back on the spot. However, as if sensing this, she added, "Oh? Did I displease you? I'm sorry, Yumi dear. I guess you don't want my services either, even though I went through all the trouble of coming to you. You've already found all your feathers then."
You sly woman,
Bau-kun hisses while I wordlessly close the door behind us. Tell me, after all this time, why now? You're more interested in that than hearing what I'd like to propose? You're not one, Yumi dear. I feel the heat in my body slowly ascending to my head, but I keep my mouth shut and force myself to simply listen. Anyway, you surprised me with your last visit. Totally caught me off guard. So I spent some time thinking and working on a little something. It took me a while, but now that I'm finally done, I wanted to get in touch with you ASAP. Oh, and I do apologize for the sudden intrusion. I was simply too excited. You understand, don't you? That feeling when you complete something and just can't wait to share it. Something about the way she's handling this still irks me, but I can feel the flame in me growing smaller bit by bit.
Last time, you said there was a prize. I assume you want something then? Running low on money?
My brother seems to have calmed down somewhat as well and lands on my right shoulder. Silly boy Bao. Money is of no particular interest to me. You see, I'm much more interested in promises. That's why I'd like to suggest a pactum animarum. As she speaks those words, she presents a parchment roll and solemnly unrolls it. What is this? I murmur as I take a few steps closer to read what's written on the paper. In short, it's a contract that binds both our souls, Yumi dear. The conditions themselves are exceedingly simple. Saying so, she points to the text on the parchment. I will grant you any 3 wishes, as long as they're within the realms of my powers. In return, you only have to grant me a single wish, And of course, that one similarly has to be something you're capable of. Making sure she's telling the truth, I take the paper out of her hand and examine it carefully. Even after reading it multiple times in its entirety, I cannot find anything suspicious about the terms stated on the paper itself, that is. How do I know the contract works as you described? What prevents you from just walking away after I grant you your wish? You've become more careful, haven't you? Did you have some bad experiences in the human world, my dear little kingfisher? Ignoring her snarky remark, I just silently watch her. Fine. I thought the terms were already overwhelmingly in your favor. But let me make it a tad more clear then. Picking up a pen from somewhere, she takes the paper out of my hands and begins to add additional passages to the text. Handing me the revised version, she continues. As you can see, I have to fulfill 3 wishes first before I can demand you to grant me my wish. Now, there is no way for me to scam you, is there? She's right. This does look quite favorable for our side now, but still, there's something in me that I cannot quite describe which makes me hesitate. While I am still mulling this over, Bau-kun continues.
So what if Fu doesn't uphold her side of the bargain? Not that we would want to cheat, but I feel like the terms aren't clear enough.
Oh, right. I didn't expect you to be the kind of people who would go back on their word. But for the sake of clarity, if one party fails to uphold their side of the deal, they will die. Or more specifically, their soul will be destroyed, leaving nothing but an empty shell behind. As she casually speaks these words with a smile, both Bau-kun and I are speechless, horrified. Alarm bells begin to ring inside my head.
There's no way!
Bau-kun is the first one to speak.
We've been fine until now, so thank you for your offer. But I think we're good.
Oh, so you think you can find all the feathers on your own? Oh, pardon. With your little seekers? It does not surprise me that Tayat would know about the seekers. A group of kind humans who have agreed to support me in my search for my feathers. Still, hearing her mention them so casually sends a chill down my spine.
Is that meant as a threat? Will you try to get in our way if we don't do what you want?
Bau-kun shoots back. In response, Tayat lets out a hearty laugh. Get in your way? No. I have no intention of resorting to such petty tricks. You may not believe me, but I have no intention whatsoever to harm either of you, or steal any feathers, for the record. You see, you've been taking your time finding the missing feathers, and it seems that you don't understand a very fundamental thing. The longer you stay in this world, the higher the chance that you will catch the attention of certain someones. I am merely offering you help in case you need it. Look, if you're lucky, you could use up to 2 wishes and never wish for anything else beyond that. You'll always be in full control. She does have a point. That does sound pretty good.
Wait, then surely you have no problem telling us what your wish is, unless it's something that we would not like, to put it mildly.
Hearing Bau-kun's retort, the magician breaks into a disturbing smile. That's something I can do. Of course, I understand that this will appear suspicious, but all I can offer is the promise that it is something that won't harm either of you, and that it is something my dear Yumi will definitely be able to do. Exchanging a quick glance with Bau-kun, it is clear that no further discussion is necessary. I'm sorry, Taiyat, but I cannot accept your offer. Still, her smile does not change. Instead, she pulls out a set of 3 brass keys on a rusty keyring. That's fine. Don't worry, Yumi dear. But in case you should ever change your mind, take these. Reluctantly, I reach out with my right hand. However, just as I am about to accept the keys, Bau-kun shouts,
Don't bother, Fu! I think we should stay as far away from this person as possible.
As if being pulled out of a trance by his chirping, I retract my hand, my mind still somewhat wavering. It's hard to find the right words. Thank you for your offer, Taiyat, but we'll be going now. Finally, the smile on her face disappears and is replaced by a gaze whose meaning I cannot quite grasp. With a heavy heart, I turn around and leave the shop, all while still feeling the intent gaze of Taiyat. Once outside with the door closed behind us, I immediately turn around to open it again, but the shop is gone. Instead, I am standing inside the corridor of my building with the familiar staircase in sight. Still, the feeling that I might not have made the right choice does not go away. Bau-kun, do you think that we made the right call?
What are you saying, Fu? Of course we did. Why should she offer us a deal so good and not tell us what she's actually after? That's so sketchy. It could hardly be more obvious.
You're right. But still...
Don't worry about it too much, Fu. With the help of your seekers, we will find your feathers. We don't need any help from a witch for that. Anyway, see you upstairs.
With those words, the little kingfisher spreads his wings and jumps off my shoulder. As I ascend the stairs to my apartment, I try to shake this uncomfortable feeling. Did we really make the right choice?